Hello, welcome back to my channel for future tech. And today, just remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification. And today, I'm going to be showing you how to make a chair. First, we're gonna make a base where we're gonna put it. So I just made a cylinder, anchored it down, and scaled it and put it here. Next, we're gonna put a part, and we're gonna scale it to the right size that we need it. So scale it, let's say here. Remember, we're just gonna make a one small chair. Seems a bit well. So I'll be showing you how to make chairs and a dining area. So once you have that part done, you can press Control D, like I showed you in the other video, and you can hit another Control D to duplicate it again. So as you see, I have everything anchored down. And let's just make that a little wider. Okay, now we're gonna click Control D again to make the back seat. So that seems about well. I think it's a little short, so let's make this a little taller. This seems about good. Okay, I'll do Control D again. Now, I see that my chair is a little thick, so make it a little smaller. Then let's shrink this a little bit over here. That seems about well. Or, actually no, let's not shrink it. Let's make it even taller, so that we can have legs. And then what you can do is you hit Shift, and then select both of them, like I showed you in my previous video, and just bring them up to the front, and then just scale them down. Now, we might have problems in the beginning that the chair's too big, then we'll just have to shrink it. So, I have my spawning point here. We're gonna hit play, and we see that the chair is way too small. So we're gonna make it bigger. Just select it all, click scale, scale it. That seems about a good size. So we're gonna hit play again, and we see this is actually a pretty good sized chair. Now, as you can see, I can't sit. So first of all, I'm gonna fix a minor error that I did. The chair seating is a little too big, so I'm just gonna shrink it down a little bit. Now, what I like to do first is hit to workspace and then search up seat. If I have a seat, I can put it on here like that. Now, sometimes people, remember, we're going to anchor it. Sometimes people tend to place the seat the wrong way so that when your character comes to sit, it would sit backward or upside down. So it might take a couple tests. Sometimes it'll work. Sometimes you have to just test it a couple times. So this is the seat. Now, I don't want it to be showing like that, so I'm just going to go down, and then that. And then, say I'm going to X this out. I'm going to show you to get to it. We're going to go to Properties. We're going to hit it, and then we're going to type in 1 to make it invisible. Once that's done, make sure everything's evened out perfectly. And then, what I suggest is grouping everything together by going and hitting Group or Control G. So now that's done, we're going to hit play again. And now that we hit play and we put the seat, we should be able to sit. Now I've had a lot of experience making seats, so I know which way it would go. And as you can see, I'm not laying on the back, so that means I made the seat too big again. So I'm going to shrink it. I'm going to press Control U, shrink everything. Maybe that, like that. Should be a little smaller. That seems good. Now, this is a really horrible seat, but this is actually pretty good for beginners. So this is a seat, but what we can do is shrink this down a little bit. Then do that. Okay, then do this. Now we're gonna hit play again. And there you have it. You got a seat. You're sitting in it and it's perfectly fine. Now, we're gonna first add some more detail. Let's do Control D again and make it like that. Let's make it thinner. Control D. Perfect. Now let's just do Control D. And Control D. There. Now we have a chair. We're just going to group it. And we're done with the chair. Second is, of course, the table. Now we're going to make a pretty small table. We can choose to make a dual table, or we can do a kitchen table. What I'm going to do is a dual table. So first, we're going to select a cylinder. I'm gonna choose first. I'm gonna turn it upright. I'm just using R and T to shift it because I don't want to keep pressing everything. Keep rotating it. So I'm just gonna click R and T to fix it. Then we're gonna make it a little bigger. And now, just to make it look cool, I'm gonna show you how to put a texture in. So texture is something a person can draw or get online. I like just go to Toolbox and go to Images and select an image. Now I want something wood, so let's just search up wood and see what we get. So you get pretty good wooden textures. I'm gonna select let's see what we have here. This one. Now sometimes with these they go the wrong way, so you just need to fix it. Shift it. Okay, never mind. We can't put a texture on a cylinder. So once we have that, I'm going to change this material to, let's do pebble. Pebble will seem cool. And we're gonna make it go up. Now you have to keep it measured because you don't want the person sitting and then he's over or under the table. It has to be just right. So now this is a pretty good size. Since we're gonna be a dual table, it's gonna be pretty small. Then let's see, this is a pretty good size. And then we're gonna hit Control D, a smaller version. Seems about right. Okay. There. Now, as for this part, I'm going to probably change it to not brick. Let's see. Let's try granite. Granite seems nice, but it's a little too fashiony for that. So let's just change it to wood. Or actually, no, let's just keep it to cobblestone. Okay, once that's finished, we're going to just duplicate this chair with Control D. Just turn it around. And yeah, you got yourself a dining area. Now, if you want to go overboard, you could like add, let's say, plates. But since we're working in dining area, I'll just show you all the aspects of it. So this is the easiest way to make a bowl. So the easiest, oops. The easiest way to make a bowl is through negating an object. Now, negating is an object. It's like carving it. So I'm gonna get a sphere, shrink it to the size I like. Once you do this, you cannot change the material anymore. So once you negate an object, the material is permanent. You cannot go back and change the material. Since I want it wood, a wooden bowl, I'm gonna keep it to wood. Now I want the bowl to be small, not too big. So that's pretty good to me. Now I'm gonna insert a block. Now the block doesn't need to be anchored. The bowl needs to be anchored though. So this is gonna be our bowl. This is gonna be our carving tool. You put this over the sphere and you go halfway. Now I like to have a different material and color so I can see what I'm doing easily. I'm gonna have this do diamond plate or whatever. I'm gonna have it actually brick. Now I get to see what I'm carving. Actually no, plastic is the best to see what you're doing. So this is actually pretty good to me. We're gonna go to modeling now. And then we're gonna hit negate right there. And then we're gonna union it with the sphere. There you have half a sphere. Now, you have half a sphere, but it's not hollow. So we need to put another sphere inside that in order to carve it. We need to carve it inside. So in order to carve it, we have to put a sphere and the size that we want. Make sure nothing's appearing at the bottom or else you'll carve the bottom as well on accident. It's this negating objects is like practice. You cannot get it first try all the time. So this is pretty good. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. We're gonna negate it, and then you see, yeah, negate and then union. There you have it, a hollow bowl. But as you see, I messed up. F, there's a hole. So let's just fix that real quick. Let's just make this a little smaller. Negate and union. So it's all test and fix. So you got yourself a bowl, and just Control D, duplicate. Now you cannot change the material. What I mean is, say I want it to do slate. Oh wait, it works. You cannot change the color. Yeah, the color is what you cannot change. So I want it red. I cannot change it anymore. So it's been carved to be gray. Like always, change the material. Sorry, got it mixed up. Now since we have bowls, let's say we wanted a mat to stay clean. So we're just gonna insert a cylinder. We're gonna turn this into fabric, and let's change the color to nice gray. TRT. Okay. Now we're gonna put it there, and we're gonna scale it down, and we're gonna scale it to the right size that we want. Remember, this cannot happen, so we're gonna have to make the bowl go up a little bit. We're gonna have to fix the positioning of the bowl. As you can see, I negated it wrong a little bit, so I'm gonna have to either fix it or I have to switch the position of the bowl. So you're always gonna mess up during negating objects, so I just suggest you try to fix the positioning. In order to do that, as you see, there's a hole. Just move that and push it up a little bit. There. Now just push that up a little bit, and here you have a bowl. I try to align everything as best as I can. Then do Control D. Oh, whoops, got the wrong one. Control X. Okay, get the bowl. Control D. Here. Just fix the positioning. And that's it. Got yourself a bowl. Now you just group it together any way you like and put it here. And like I said, I like to lock my stuff, so I'm gonna lock it. Now it's unselectable, but I forgot to lock the ground. Whoops. Now it's unselectable. See, can't select anymore. I'm gonna hit play and see what we've done. So hit play. You can sit, you can eat, and there you have it. Now you see how I got stuck, so might want to move the chairs a little back. So can always just go into the model instead of selecting it. And we just move the chairs a little bit. So let's go F, that chair, and you can see I still cannot select it. It's just through workspace. Once that's done, it should be better. Yep, now it's actually perfect size. Perfect. And yeah, that's it for my video. How to make a dining area and how to negate objects and carving them. Remember to always anchor your stuff and you will always be good to go. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time.